Xmas Pig again, everybody. It's just James here today, but it's still a Merry Christmas Pig time. And today we've got the quantum mechanics.
Hello, James.
Hello. We've come to squeal around you.
Oh, that's nice. Nice.
I have bought a blanket.
That's good for a pig.
Yes.
Well, of course, the blanket in Pigs in Blankets is
It's bacon.
another pig.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why I've given it to my dog.
That's... Okay, so he's eaten the blanket.
He's eaten the blanket. Yes.
Fair enough. Although in America, I believe Pigs in Blankets is what we would call a sausage roll.
It is. Yes. I think because you can have a vegetarian pig in a blanket by putting cheese in pastry, which is an abomination.
Is it like a cheese string? So it's got the sausage shape?
Yes, it has got a sausage shape. Yes. I saw someone posted some that they bought from the supermarket. They were like little sausage roll shapes, but they had halloumi in them. I mean, it's quite nice, but
I'm liking the sound
is it Christmassy? You like the sound of it? Yeah. I didn't like the sound of it.
I think if you were to go for the sort of English-style Christmas pig, it would be like a stick of halloumi wrapped in like a Kraft cheese slice.
Oh, that would be nice. I love dirty cheese.
Wensleydale would be terrible for that scenario.
Far too
crumbly.
Far too crumbly.
But I suppose you would like to know what piggy gift I have brought you.
Yes, please.
So this particular story, well, there were three, but they're all related in some way.
Three little pigs.
The three little pigs, yes.
Nice.
And the first story starts in a place where we have all stood this year.
Ooh.
On the Circle Ring in Cannock Chase.
Really?
Yeah, do you remember standing on that whilst...
the castle up the top?
Yes, the only place where we got a proper car parking spot.
Oh, that Circle Ring, sorry.
Yeah, the Iron Age fort, Iron Age fort at the southern end. So it was really high up. It's got an elevation that looks over the whole of the city.
Yes.
And it was freezing cold. And we saw those deers running by and we thought, is that something paranormal? And then
we
were
assumed
disappointed.
they were deers.
Well, we did see... Well,
we only saw their glowing eyes.
Yeah.
Tim and Nicola went off to look for them and did confirm some venison action.
Mm-hmm.
But we were up there to see the PigMan. The PigMan. And we did talk about the PigMan, but we didn't go into the sighting that is recorded by our favourite recorder of such instances in Cannock Chase, Lee Brinkley.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we also didn't compare it to some of the stories that are seen in America. So the story of the PigMan, the sighting that was reported to him goes back to October 1993. And I will proceed, but the reporter says that I've seen something rather odd in Cannock Chase, and I think it may be of interest to you. Whilst walking around the castle ring, me and the wife, it's different times, me and the wife, we heard some strange noises coming from the surrounding trees, thinking it was likely to be a local couple enjoying illicit liaison, and who wouldn't around there?
What?
Goes on all the time in Cannock Chase, doesn't it?
Yeah, we did see evidence of that, yes.
We quickly moved away from the sound and headed back to the direction of our car. A mistake if you're trying to avoid the illicit encounters, I might add, but that's okay. Upon reaching the steps down to the car park, and I remember those steps, you remember there's like the little... sort of old-fashioned metal railings down there. It's quite steep.
Yeah.
I turned around and lay my eyes on the strangest creature I've ever seen. This thing was 7 feet tall.
Oh.
From the neck down, it looks like a man. We've all been clubbing in Cirencester.
Yeah.
It was even wearing clothes.
Even.
But its head was far too big for a human. It had an elongated face with a snout-like nose. Right. When I pointed it out to my wife, why would you do that?
Hey.
Have you seen the massively terrified...
7-foot thing over there?
Don't look now.
She became terrified, so we started walking more quickly towards our car. More quickly. Hurry up, dear.
Yeah.
Don't embarrass us. Hurry up. That's when we started to hear this really high-pitched squealing noise that sounded like a pig being killed.
Oh.
That really spooked us.
That would really spook you.
The legend of the PigMan in Cannock Chase comes from the strange and illegal scientific experimentation during World War II. Allegedly, a woman was kidnapped and impregnated with a fetus and an artificial human pig DNA to make a creature upon which they could perform tests. Now, there's a problem with this already, isn't there?
Yes.
Because being impregnated with DNA whilst you're alive without creating another being does not create a human-pig hybrid.
No, I don't think so.
The thing I think about this story is the pitch meeting that they had to get the funding. Do you know what I mean? Were they up against it's Pigman, Dolphin Girl, or the Crustacean Twins? Was there a group of people who went, well, the Pigman, that seems the most likely. I mean, I like Dolphin Girl, but it's not going to work. How does that happen? How do you get the funding?
And what's the advantage?
Well, it's true that pig DNA is sort of more similar to humans. There was a thought that you could use pig organs in human transplants at one point.
Yeah.
But
which is why Dolphin Girl didn't get the funding.
But a head.
They were hoping to get a hybrid, you see.
For what reason? In order to be able to find truffles and point at them with human hands?
I mean, it just says in inverted commas, for tests.
What sort of tests?
But they thought that it had failed, but a pregnancy did occur.
Right, obviously.
Yeah.
It was severely delayed, but a child was born from the horrific experiment. And allegedly it had the head of a pig, a human body, and the creature escaped, where it's lived in Cannock Chase ever since, trying to avoid the prejudiced eyes of others. But also buying clothes.
Yes. 7 foot tall clothes.
7 foot tall clothes. Sadly, as Lee points out, there is no physical evidence of the Pigman at Cannock Chase.
Surprisingly.
There's also no photographic evidence. Is it
Sounds like he'd be shy, I'm afraid.
just a far-fetched urban legend, or is it something a bit more unsettling?
If they'd have gone with Dolphin Girl, she wouldn't have escaped so easily.
Because no legs.
The Cannock Chase is not the only place to house Pigman legends. It is not, no. Let us think, or let us at least think of Angola, New York. There is a long stretch of road that has been terrifying visitors and locals for over 50 years. Historically, the bridge was the scene of one of the worst railway disasters in history. Again, over 50 people died here in 1867 when a rail car came unhooked, fell down the embankment and burst into flames.
Oh, no.
Maybe it was this tragic history that inspired the legend of the Pigman. The Pigman of the creatively named Road Bridge, that is its name, Road Bridge, was a hog farmer and a butcher. According to the story, he would place the heads of hogs he had butchered on spikes and line the road with them to let people know to stay off his property.
Wait, though.
Yes.
Was he on the train?
No, but the train fell off where the bridge is, and he is running his butcher's shop there.
Oh, I see.
Yes. And as he hadn't heard of the no trespassing signs, he was using pigs' heads to keep people away. We don't know why he's keeping people away. Maybe he doesn't need the trade. Maybe he's already sold all of his pigs somewhere else, but that is the legend.
Doesn't sound like a good business practice to me.
Well, one day, a group of teenage boys decided they would sneak onto the butcher's land and have a look around.
Yeah, you would.
The Pigman is said to have killed all of them and placed their heads on spikes along the road. If you ask a local today, they will tell you the Pigman still lives in the woods, waiting for unwary travellers. Now, there's a lot of holes in this story.
Can I go back a little bit? So,
not too far.
51 years ago, let's say, you'd be driving down that road and firstly you'd come across a load of pigs' heads on sticks and then it'd transform into a load of teenagers' heads on sticks.
The guy in question, he's on that land, he's farming that land.
Yeah.
He's a hog farmer and a butcher.
Yeah.
And somehow he has transformed. He's so into his pigs, he's turned into an actual pigman.
Oh.
Yes.
As well. You left that key detail out.
Oh, well, no, but you see, that's why he's killed all of these boys. He's become so obsessed with being a pig.
Right.
He's killed the boys and put their heads on spikes. I know, it doesn't make any sense.
Pigs don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe my knowledge of pigs is rudimentary.
I think this is the legend. He is just a man obsessed with pigs who has become to resemble a pig, and that's why they call him. Not only is he the pig man because he puts heads on spikes, but because he has come to resemble a pig because he has become to look like what he loves. which is beheaded pigs.
Like dogs look like their owners.
That's
owners
right.
look like their dogs.
Yes.
There's a farm shop near me called the Wild Pig. And their logo is a pig's head, and I'm beginning to worry now.
Are they trying to keep you out?
Yeah.
If that changes into a teen's head,
You
know what's happened. So he now resembles presumably a very skinny man with a pig's head. If he,
Yes, a very skinny man. But you see, the thing is, if you're a group of teenage boys, is the first thing you do, I'm going to go and look around that scary butcher's man's property? Probably not. But the thing that really I think more of is, how does he keep up his butchery business if he looks like a pig and has become homicidal?
and chases people away or slash murders them.
I have to disagree with you on the teenage boys thing, because it's the staple of every horror movie, that, isn't it? The teenage boys hear rumour of the PigMan.
I suppose, it's a rite of passage for them, I suppose. They think, daring each other to go and see if they can get some cheap bacon, maybe.
Well, yes, I suppose we were all trying to score cheap bacon when we were 15.
And this is in the 50s or 60s, right? This is pre-Netflix.
Yeah, it's pre-Netflix.
What are they going to do? What are you going to do of a Saturday night?
I keep thinking back, James, to a point you made when we talked about this briefly in Cannock Chase. It would make more sense for a man's head on a pig's body, because that would be more useful, wouldn't it?
I get, if you're going for pig organs, if you're attempting to farm pig organs.
All I can think of is like an actual organ.
Yeah, but pig, but made out of pigs.
Yeah.
There's evidently there's funding out there.
Yeah.
Was that pig organ?
That was me playing the pig organ.
Were you playing the Close Encounters music? Oink, 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 oink.
Oink. Yes, it was.
When he makes the mountain out of mashed potato, he sticks a load of bangers in it, I guess.
Oh my God, how delicious would that be? Didn't you ever look at him doing that mashed potato thinking, you're really wasting delicious looking mashed potato?
It's a lot. I think I thought that's a lot of mashed potato.
It's a lot of mashed potato. I mean, if I was cooking that is how much I would make. But he ruins it by sticking his hands in it.
Weirdly, I watched Close Encounters with my son last week. The first time I'd seen it for a while.
Did he like it?
He liked it, but he was really upset at the end.
Why?
Because he said, he's just left his children.
Oh, does
He picked up on that. And I remember seeing it as a kid not picking up on that, but he was quite upset about it. It was like, well, would you leave me if the aliens came along? And I had to kind of go,
But isn't the point that time passes for them but not for the people back on Earth?
No, I think, I heard that it was Spielberg, it was like he was so upset about his father leaving and the divorce that he almost got this story which would explain why his father would leave, some fantastical thing. I believe, I don't know, but I believe.
Well, a lot of Spielberg stuff is about absent fathers, and that does make sense.
Yeah.
Is that true? It's about absent fathers?
Yeah, it's always, like in Jurassic Park. They left us. You left us.
Yeah.
Oh, what about Jules?
E.T. was like that, wasn't it? It was E.T. They were
Go home.
There's no dad in E.T.,
There's no
is
dad
there?
in E.T. Yeah.
There's
Go home.
Lost
maybe
child.
E.T.'s a dad, and he's trying to get back to
Well,
his
his parents
kids.
are coming back for him, aren't they?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
We've slightly gone off the pig subject, but
So let's go to Denton in Texas this time.
Denton.
In the 50s, because this is the home. Sorry. Why did I say home so weird?
Home.
Let's go to Denton in the 50s, because this is the home of young greasers who would park with their dates in the scheduled farming country of West Denton, home to several bridges. Of course,
what is it with bridges?
Well, I know, but bridges do appear to be thing. There's the Goatman Bridge, isn't there, which is the subject of many a YouTube video. People daring each other to go across the Goatman Bridge.
What is that to do with the Three Billy Goats gruff?
Well,
perhaps?
I feel like that might be where the story comes from, but there is supposed to be a goat man who will come and attack you on the bridge.
Ooh.
Actually, a really good story about the Billy Goat's gruff. I'd completely forgotten about this. My friend, when they were learning how to have children, so they'd had two.
Sounds like they know how to do it.
Well, yeah, but they're still learning how to bring them up. We were walking with them across the wilds of Wales, and the youngest one was must have been 5 as they were going to school. And we were talking about trolls under bridges and Billy Goat's gruff and everything. And we said, be careful of the trolls because it took your sister, and the parents played along and went, oh, yeah,
wow.
You got to be careful. We thought it was just a big joke.
Wow.
The parents the next week got called into school saying, oh, we didn't, did you have a child who passed away?
Oh.
No, why? Yeah, the child had taken it very seriously that the trolls had got the child. So then there was a lot of resetting of how to tell stories as parents.
Yeah. Well, I
kind of get it.
That feels like instinctual. You would guess not to threaten your kids with being murdered by trolls.
It was me who was mainly messing around going, the trolls got your sister, and her dad was with me, and we'd had some beers, and we just thought it was... We honestly didn't think anyone would take it seriously. I just thought it was... Anyway.
I remember when our dog, when my son was quite young, our dog had obviously a bit of his anatomy removed, as male dogs often have.
Right.
His leg.
Yeah. And I was in the car. My son, who's very young, said, that dog had its baubles taken off. And I said, yeah, he's had his baubles taken off. And he went really quiet and he went, is that going to happen to me? I was like, yeah, fair enough. You would think that, wouldn't you? But I didn't think as a parent that I'd probably have to explain that it wasn't going to happen to him. Especially as we were in the car, I think he thought it was happening there and then.
But if he starts humping next door's cat, you might have to rethink
it.
Anyway, they started... Well,
these greasers.
Yeah, they started coming back. So, I should start from the beginning there. They would go and park with their dates at this secluded bridge. Terrified teens began coming back with stories of grotesque pigmen throwing rocks at their cars. Other teens told a tale of a humanoid creature with glowing red eyes who travelled the area with a pack of aggressive grunting boars. Many have suggested that the stories began with pranks being played by classmates, or even as a ploy on behalf of parents who weren't keen on their children's amorous activities. That's why I then recounted the story of the billy goat and the thing, because I'm not sure that is the way to encourage responsible relationships in teenagers, by dressing as a boar and throwing rocks at your kid's car. Yeah. I don't know.
No.
But there is a more... I would say disturbing explanation.
More disturbing than parents dressing up and pretending to be pigs.
Yes,
in order to stop their children,
more disturbing.
To stop their children getting it on.
During the 60s and 70s, some of these remote areas near Denton were used by what was called the Rex Corbell's Cowboy Mafia for illicit activities, including drug smuggling. There were reports at the time that I love the fact that the article I'm using calls them greasers. Basically, like somebody out of Greece. What would you call them with the slicked back hair and the leather jacket?
A rocker?
A rocker, yeah. I'm going to say rocker.
Marlon Brando-esque on a bike.
Yeah. The 50s kind of... Yeah. Well, greaser, I think, is the thing. They got the quiffed up hair, the DA, leather jackets. Yeah. What are you rebelling against?
And a T-bird.
Yes, that was the name of the gang in this one.
Oh, what's the car called then?
Grease Lightning was the specific
brand,
one.
Is that... Oh, the T-Birds is the gang. That's not the name of the vehicle. No, I think you're probably right. What is the vehicle then? Because they've got like these exposed engines, haven't they? And
it could be. I'm not up on Greaser culture further than the musical Grease.
What I do know about Grease the musical is there's a conspiracy theory that she was dead from the first scene. So the bit on the beach right at the start, we're way past spoilers at this stage with Grease, aren't we?
Yes.
The bit on the beach, she dies on the beach.
Under the dock.
Yeah, right at the start.
Yeah.
Under the boardwalk.
And the whole movie is her fantasy of how she would have liked her life to go.
Right.
Almost her ideal life flashing before her eyes.
Right.
Which is why in the final scene of Grease, they get in the car and fly up to the heaven. She's going towards the light. There's a conspiracy theory.
Sandy was dead all along.
Yeah. And when I heard that, and I saw the movie afterwards, you do look at it in a completely different light.
Wow, that's quite frightening. I think it's on this Christmas. I might have a watch.
Yeah.
Well,
tell us more about the greasers.
There were reports at the time of a greaser who was caught by the gang, and he had his nose cut off and a Joker-like Glasgow smile cut into his face. This was the gangland sign that someone had been squealing to police.
Of course.
The story goes that the disfigured Pigman remained on the outskirts of town, taking shelter in sheds and under bridges.
So, right, let me get this right. Greaser gets captured by this gang. They chop off his nose so he kind of looks a bit pig-like.
Yeah.
Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
He's so, distraught by this, he goes and lives in the woods or something.
Right. Yeah, and he's the pig man.
And then wreaks his revenge and he becomes the pig, or scares people as the pig man. Maybe not even scares people.
He's scaring them away so they don't get the same thing happening to them.
A warning from Pigstery.
Yeah.
He did a twist on it.
Yeah. So because the drug dealers are going to get them, so they go away. Don't do your shenanigans here.
But he can't because his face is all cut up.
And he doesn't want to come close. So he's saying, get away from here.
Also, ignore the gang of boars that I now hang around with. They're all right. Yeah. They're all right.
That's Philomena.
They're oinking because they like you.
Wow. I quite like that as an idea.
It feels very much, though, that the author of this piece does point out that there was a lot of fear at the time of unplanned pregnancies and
pigs
and pigs, and it was sort of a very biblical part of the world. So it feels like another one of those like moral tales to keep people away.
Yeah.
But I will say these tales of pigmen, these are not the only ones. I actually saved 3 for Christmas next year, but there's 3 more pig tales that aren't too dissimilar to these. So I mean, you don't have to wait a whole year. You can just imagine there's a bridge and there's a pigman. Although in Cannock Chase there is no bridge; it's an Iron Age fort.
So you're telling us you've got 3 more pig stories that you're leaving in the freezer for next Christmas? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I will defrost them properly.
It's a danger food.
We once ran at my friend Johnny, I won't reveal his surname. His parents were away for the weekend. We got quite drunk and we decided to defrost the massive chicken they had in the freezer and eat it about 3 a.m. on Sunday morning. And we put it in the microwave and we did that thing where we were like, the legs are really hot and the breast is still frozen. We're going to kill ourselves if we put that in the oven. We're like, what the hell are we going to do with a half defrosted giant chicken? So we buried it in the garden, like we gave it a proper Christian burial, because we were really worried his parents would find out. And then when they came back, there was no evidence whatsoever. Now, the quick thinking amongst you might think, why did he not just take it to a public bin? Well, that's because we were teenagers and a little bit drunk, and it was 3 a.m. So somewhere in the vicinity of Longhambra, somebody will dig up a giant supermarket chicken and think, that was probably a lovely family pet.
Alternatively, you could have just worn it on your head and run around the village and created future folklore.
Yeah.
Do you know, to this day, I'm still really cross because we had planned to watch Terminator 2 and eat roast chicken for breakfast. That would have been a brilliant morning. But I think we were just, because it was so ingrained into us to not eat half defrosted chicken.
Well, when you say that, it does make you think you can see why those stories took hold then, because people would find weird things buried after people who've tried. You know what I mean? People
have tried to defrost a chicken, yeah.
Anyway, there I present you my Christmas pigs.
Thank you very much. What a lovely triptych of pig, a Piggy Triptych.
The last one's a little bit dark, but I'm hoping that we will go back to Cannock Chase. Now we're a little braver and have a little bit more knowledge. And maybe Lee Brinkley's stories aren't as fantastical as they appear to be. I
want to find the lab.
Yes, I want to find this lab.
Yeah, this pig lab.
Yeah. I want to find some documentation.
Half Labrador, half pig.
I want to find the documentation that says what they were trying to achieve.
Yeah, surely, the official secrets has got to have expired on that.
So we have to go through the files. We have been through those files.
Yeah, not exactly paranormal or in any way weird, but I really want to see those swimming pigs. Where do they exist?
The water? I don't know.
Is it the Caribbean? There's that bay. Maybe it's in Vietnam, where all the pigs go for a swim every day, and you can swim with the pigs. That seems like a lovely thing to do.
It does seem nice, yeah. That's much more positive ending, I think, than Greece is being terrorised.
Maybe if I did that,
swimming pigs.
If I went down there enough, the pigs would swim around me and they'd call me the Pigman just because all the pigs would be my friends.
Yes. That's beautiful. What a lovely Christmas pig image.
Oh. Which I'm not going to get out of my head.
Christmas pig, everyone.
Well, thank you, James.
So, where can people hear more less pig-related stories from you guys?
Well, we are available wherever you get your pods. So you can just search the Quantum Mechanics Paranormal Podcast. And we're 3-4 years into this now. Can you believe it?
We've just recorded episode 251.
Wowzers.
Yeah, so go and check us out there. We are on YouTube as well, at GQM Pod, or search us.
Yeah, and it's lovely, enjoyable, paranormal stuff. And we'll go on another field trip soon, shall we?
Indeed.
Thank you very much. Yes, we've got one planned. We won't reveal it yet, but
yes, we do.
You are coming with us. We're going to get all flowery fingered.
That sounds bad.
Thanks for having us, James.
Thanks for coming on.